He didn't say 2 or 1.
He didn't, so... Okay, unless he counts down to 0.
Did you mean to not count 2 or 1?
Do you understand how numbers work?
You just stopped at 3. It's like the alphabet ending at Y.
It'd actually be more like X. Because he dropped the last 2.
It's true, it is like X. Yeah. Extreme.
Maybe it's just part of 2017.
Well, 2017's not been great.
Speaking of 2017, you know what 2017 was great about?
What?
Video games. Hey, Chris, I have a joke for you. Let's start this show off right.
Alright.
How do you keep an asshole in suspense?
How?
I'll tell you after the show. Well, Chris, I have my list. Do you have your list?
Yeah, I can pull it up real quick.
Well, you get to go first.
What? So what?
Yeah. I do want to start off the show, though, saying thank you to everybody, all of the fans, all the people that tune into our show, everyone that helped make Saki a thing in 2017. Saki bless! Saki does bless. Cricket. No one wants to watch a 30-minute thing of you rambling.
I bet.
You rambling.
I beg to
My
differ.
rambling is delightful.
It's not, by the way.
It's
Saki,
very...
don't bless your rambling.
So yeah, I made a slight change from what we did on Wednesday.
Did you?
A slight change.
We'll start up. Number 10.
Number 10, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
What?
Say what? Yeah, I just got it, so that's why it's number 10. It's
What did it kick out?
it kicked out Resident Evil's the 7th.
Okay.
Biohazard.
Right.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is very fun and gorgeous and is the perfect game for the Switch. Pretty much. No,
False.
shut up.
False.
Shut up.
It's
It's not. It's great.
You're right, it's not.
Shut up. It's great. It's really fun. But I've only played like a couple of hours, hence why it's 10.
Okay. My number 10 is Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS because it took one of the weakest Metroid games and made it one of the better Metroid games. It was a lot of fun. That's all I got for that.
I'll talk more about it when I get because of course.
Well,
it's
yeah,
on
I know
there.
you have it higher up, and I'm actually more intrigued by your opinions on Metroid. Everyone knows I love Super Metroid, so more of the same. Although I didn't really like the parry system.
I didn't like that.
You didn't?
Nah, it's my least favorite part. Number 9 is Prey. Prey is very much a very love it or hate it kind of game. It's made number 9 mostly because I only played 10 games that are worth counting.
So it made it by default?
Made it by default. But I think the atmosphere is very good. I think the combat is not very good.
My number 9 is What Remains of Edith Finch.
What does remain of Edith Finch?
The feels.
The feels are all that remain?
The feels are all that remains. I imagine if I was a parent when playing this game, I would be a bubbling mess of emotions.
Weepy mess.
Yes, like you.
Only at the end of Coco.
You sure?
Yeah.
End of Coco, end of a cooking show,
I've never weeped at the
end
end
of
of Coco.
Star Wars,
Never cried at the end
end
of
of
Star Wars.
Star Trek,
Only like Star Trek
end
2.
of the TV guide list as it scrolls.
That doesn't even exist anymore.
The end of an episode of Steve Harvey's Family Feud.
I've never seen an episode.
What?
No, never.
Anyway, What Remains of Edith Finch. Great game. Very emotionally impacting. It stays with you. It's one of those short games. Saki and I beat it in an afternoon, and yet we still talk about it. Saki did cry.
Saki cried a lot.
Saki cried, felt tears.
Maybe you should have found something a little cheerier to talk about.
Oh, don't worry. I got games coming up that are super cheery.
Number 8 is Cuphead.
Mine too!
Hey!
See, this is what kills. Okay, so if you don't have Horizon Zero Dawn on your list,
Yeah.
but you have Cuphead, a game that you were able to be like a boss,
Yeah.
and admit that, and then you had Resident Evil 7 and Prey, both games that you're like, I didn't really care for them, but they made this. But you beat Horizon, and you liked Horizon, but didn't make your list.
I didn't beat Horizon.
Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. It's on the Horizon?
Maybe.
Okay,
We'll
so
see.
Cuphead.
So I want to put Cuphead on the list, mostly because it's a really beautiful game. It's got a great soundtrack. It's everything that I want, and it was nothing that I wanted because it's so hard I can't beat it.
Chris is not good at any old school game. It's been not a point of contention, a point of humor in our long friendship. Because any rhythm game, any old school platformer, especially a Mega Man style game, just ruins
I don't have it.
him.
I don't have it.
And Cuphead is the epitome of that genre, just condensed into greatness. I mean, one day you'll feel it.
I'm never going to figure it out.
You know?
Never going to get that
What
feeling.
about the carrot? You can beat the carrot, right?
I don't know. I've never tried.
What about the blob that punches, the punching blob?
I don't know.
What boss did you beat?
One of the early ones.
Okay. What's your number 7, Chris?
Number 7 is Hellblade Senua's something something.
Senua Sacrifice?
That's the word. Sacrifice.
Man, I'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think it's a tremendous story. I don't know about how good the gameplay is, but I think the story is enough to carry it beyond.
You know what I loved? When they whisper in her ears.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Just like that.
just like that.
My number 7 is Uncharted Lost Legacy, which, if you know anything about me, should tell you the state of video games in 2017. The fact that an Uncharted game is only number 7 on my list, but man, it is great. Did you ever play it? No.
I haven't played it yet.
It's so good. It actually makes you care about Nadine and Chloe. They flesh out their characters a lot more. The India setting is gorgeous. The set pieces are amazing. The gameplay is they really up the verticality and open worldness of the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole chapter that can take you as much time or as little time as you want to put into it. It's just good stuff.
I look forward to playing it in 2018. Number 6, I'm taking out Star Trek Bridge Crew. I have been properly shamed, even though Star Trek Bridge Crew is my favorite gaming experience of the year. But I will put in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yay!
Because it is
bad. It's like Twitter in action.
Yeah.
I bullied you until you changed your opinion.
You bullied me so hard.
High five.
No, I'm not high-fiving you for being the bully. No.
Chris.
No.
Yeah.
That was my thigh. Anyway, Horizon Zero Dawn is gorgeous. It plays really great. It may not have been my favorite game of the year, but it is very deserving to be on a top 10 list.
Well, why don't you share it with Star Trek? Talk about Star Trek. Because I was proud that you finally got to play it. Because as part of his bachelor party this year, I lugged my PSVR all the way to New Orleans and bought him a copy so he could finally play it.
Yeah, you know what's really great is now it doesn't require the VR requirement anymore.
Oh, it doesn't?
It doesn't.
Nice.
They were like, oh, no one's buying this. I guess we could take the VR out.
But is it the same?
I don't know. I haven't played it.
Okay.
But it's everything I wanted as a Star Trek fan. No one else liked it, but that's okay. It's a game just... All right. It's just a game for Chris, and I was more than happy to have that.
That's fair.
Yes.
And that's part 1 of our top 10 games. Tune in next video for 5 through 1 from the NOLA Nerds, the internet sensations in our own minds. Maybe Saki will show up next time. Who knows?
Maybe my lights will figure out what the fuck's going on.
No, it's dynamic HDR lighting.
No, it's not.
We're in 4K.
Oh my god.